We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Hello and welcome to La La Land on LA Talk Live. That's not Dorothy Dillingham Blue, but I am Brett Chapin. Welcome, thanks for joining us on La La Land. This is the only nationally broadcast show by Los Angeles artists about Los Angeles artists on episode number 141. You don't look anything like Dorothy.
No, I'm not as pretty as she is, you know what I'm saying? You know,
No.
But I'm glad you allow me to sit in. It's a great honor to be on La La Land Talk.
Thank you for being my unofficial co-host today, engineer and co-owner Van Eric.
Yes.
We're really excited that we have a lot of people here today.
I know. We have some children in here. They did a little pre-show announcement. They did very well.
Yeah, they did.
And the parents, they sitting there back there all quiet, but I told them that this is like, you know, we want to hear their voices during the show.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the parents are here with their children. Right, parents? Right. There you go.
They're all going to get a chance to talk and say hi and tell us who they're playing in Encore Entertainers' Peter Pan, which is opening at the Warner Grand Theater on January 10th.
January the 10th.
Running to January 19th. Fridays and Saturdays at 7:30, on January 12th at 2 p.m., and on January 19th at 6:30. You can go to EncoreEntertainers.org for any information on that, and they're here to tell us all about it.
Cool.
Excited
cool.
to talk to them.
Yeah, so what's been going on in the theater world real fast?
In the theater world,
yes,
you know, it's slowing down. There's because it's the holidays,
it's the
you know,
holiday?
so there's not a lot of auditions out there right now.
Okay.
But Theater Palisades is going to be opening a show called Talking With on January 10th.
Okay.
So Dorothy and I are both really excited for that. It's monologues by women.
Wow.
So it's like 15 different monologues, all women, and just getting up there and talking about different subjects.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should be a lot of fun.
It should be. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, fill in what Dorothy would say, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with the news and what's going on in the theater world. So
It's hard during the holidays because it's like there's not too many places doing productions and not too many places doing auditions. So
okay.
I think it slows down a little bit, but it should bump right back up here come January.
Sound like a winner.
Yeah.
So anything else, or are we gonna go right to?
Yeah, we can go right to our amazing guests today. We also, a little later on in the show, we're going to be talking with casting director Bonnie Gillespie, who has been doing it for quite a while. She's written a book, Self-Management for Actors, which is going into its 4th printing. She just sent it to the printers yesterday, she was telling me. So you can find a lot of information about her at bonniegillespie.com if you want to follow ahead during the show. If you want to find us on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk. You can find us on Twitter at twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk. You can send us an email at lalalandtalk@gmail.com. But most importantly, if you wanted to call in today and talk to any of our amazing guests, make sure to give us a call at 323-473-3100, 323-473-3100. And I think somebody called right before the show.
Somebody called from an 818 number. So call back. We see you. Mm-hmm. And the number is at the bottom of the screen as well.
And just make sure you hold on the line because we do not have screeners. So just hold on the line.
Hold on the line.
You'll hear the show in your ear, and we'll get to you because we'll know that you're there.
Exactly.
So we're going to be back with Summer Kashijoni. She spelled it for me phonetically before the show.
Oh, okay.
Did I get it right?
Oh, that was great.
Oh, good. And Carly Linehan of Encore Entertainers, right here on La La Land's Talk on LA Talk Live.
So we'll be right back.
Till the music stops now, yeah. Rhythmatic, acrobatic, she's a dynamite attraction. At the top of a coin, she goes live. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's super bad now. She's here to really blow your mind.
Hi, this is Jean Noel Bastior, inviting you to join me for my new show, The Book Beat, Monday evenings at 6:30 p.m. I'll be talking to authors about their latest book so you can find a fantastic read. But more than that, I'll be talking to experts about how you can write your own book and get it published. So tune in on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on latalklive.com. And remember, you can catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hey everybody, it's your man Sabir Bey, back on your airwaves, inviting you to join us every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Sabir Bey Show, discussing history, law, and hip-hop. Every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Sabir Bey Show, exclusively on latalklive.com. You also can catch us on iTunes Radio and R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch us and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Elena, inviting you to join me every Wednesday at noon for Elena's Beauty Talk and more, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream.tv. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
No one cares. I just want to ask a question.
Y'all ready for this?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, just hold on the line and we'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Hello?
Welcome back to La La Land on LA Talk Live. I'm Brett Chapin, and we have with us today the cast and creative team of Encore Entertainers, Peter Pan. We have with us Carly Linhan, who is playing Peter, and we have Summer Cacciagione, who is the executive director. Is that right?
We have with us.
Except you didn't get Carly right. Carly's playing the best Peter Pan that you
The best Peter
will
Pan.
ever darn see. So
Love it.
she's really amazing.
And before you guys even started this interview, we have someone online with a question. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hi. Can you turn your radio down a little bit?
Where are you guys?
Oh, yeah, I'm over here.
Okay.
Okay, let me move away. Sorry. We've never called him the radio, so my son was calling in because he knows he works with Summer. So is he supposed to just wait on hold? Is that how that works?
I'm having a hard time hearing you because you have your radio up. Can you turn your radio down?
I'm actually in another room. Okay, let me go over here.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you better now. You said your husband works with Summer?
No, my son.
Okay.
Students.
And did you have a question for Summer?
If they wanted to call in, do they stay on hold here? Is that what they do?
Yes.
You're live on the radio right now.
You're on
know
air right
that.
now.
Oh! Is this Summer?
This is Summer.
Turn it off.
Hello. Who is this?
Summer's off. Summer?
Yes.
It's Kurt.
Oh, hi, Kurt. How you doing? Do you have a question today?
Well, I was just letting everyone know how great a director you are.
Oh, you are so cute. What a doll you are.
You have fans, Summer.
Kurt's been one of my students for a couple of years. He's in our other production that we're doing right now of Seussical the Musical.
Love it.
Thanks for calling in, Kurt. You're so cute. Did you want to do anything else or just say that you liked me? I appreciate that.
Just you guys are like family, and just want everyone to know that.
You are so sweet.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thanks, Kurt.
Okay. Bye, Summer.
Bye.
All right. So clearly that leads me right into my first question, because this is obviously a family. You guys
Yes.
are all real close. You've been doing this for a while. A lot of your kids have been with you for years, I'm sure. Can you tell us a little bit about the genesis of Encore Entertainers, how you started?
Yeah, I started Encore about 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, when I was in high school, they make you do that presentation where you have to interview somebody who has a job that you might want to do.
Yes.
And I interviewed my director that I was working with and wrote a paper about him and wrote that I wanted to grow up, produce, direct, and run my own youth theater company. So it took a while to get there, but we did it. And my husband and I started Encore Entertainers, and we just started our 7th season. And it is very much like a family. We actually have adults that perform in our shows. Most of them are performing with their kids, and it's very much a family affair. And we love it. We have the greatest parents, the greatest students, and no prima donnas in our company. You know, everybody treats each other equal, regardless if they're a lead or an ensemble member. And everyone's just really respectful and nice. I got the greatest teenagers with, high moral character and all kinds of great stuff. So
That's good. That's
I'm
the way
pretty
it's
proud.
supposed to be.
I'm pretty proud.
You should be. You should be. You've started this thing from the ground up, and you guys are a traveling company, a nomadic company. Do you go to different locations? Or?
Kind of. Let me explain. So we have 2 branches. We have one in Redondo Beach and one in San Pedro. Our one in San Pedro always performs at the Warner Grand Theater. We've been able to get space in there. It's been a wonderful experience. And then in Redondo Beach, sometimes we've had to flip-flop between either Redondo, Manhattan, or Torrance, depending on where we can get space. But the city of Redondo's really been awesome, and they really want to try to get us to be sort of at home at the Redondo Beach Performing Arts Center. So we are working towards hopefully having a stable ground that we can always be at.
That's fantastic. It's great that you're there, and that's a great space. And I'm sure you'll be much better occupants than the last residents there.
Wow.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about the different types of shows you've done in the past. But before Peter Pan, what was
Sure.
before Peter Pan?
Oh, we've done over 50 shows in the last 6 years.
Uh-huh.
We for the first 5 years, only did it with age 21 and under. We only had students. And then at the beginning of our sixth year, we decided we wanted to try Annie, and we brought in some adults and some parents to perform with their kids. We've done shows that were just little kids, just age like 5 to 12. We've done just teenage shows. We've done some college shows. We've done some performances that had adults and kids together. It was a fundraiser for breast cancer. We've done a lot of different stuff over the years. We've had the youngest on stage was 3 months old, and the oldest on stage is 82. We had a 80-year-old woman who had never been in a show before ever. Found out that we were taking adults and asked, "Hey, can I come and audition?" I said, "Sure." So, started a new career at age 80.
I love it.
It's never
I
too
love
old.
Very cool. You have another question. You have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Hunter Hargrave, and I really just want to tell everyone how great summer is. Summer is
pay these
probably
people?
my favorite person I've met in the last 10 years of my life.
So, what do you like about summer, Hunter?
Summer has been such a mother figure in my life, and to all the kids at Encore. She's very motherly, as she'll tell you. And her kids are just amazing, and I see that she loves all kids like they're her own. Everyone knows that you have a safe place when you're at Encore, when you're with Summer and Marcelo.
That's EncoreEntertainers.org for any information on them.
I'll give you that $100 check later, Hunter. I swear. I did not pay the children to call in and say that. Thank you. Hunter is actually 15 years old, and he's on our student staff program. We have an amazing leadership program where we train teenagers not just as performers, but as leaders. We teach them to be directors and theater technicians, costumes, just whatever other aspects go into it, production management, producing, all of that. And we actually are training 14 student teenage leaders this year, and they are an amazing group of kids. Just such hard workers. And
Very
Hunter
cool.
is always bright and cheerful and a wonderful joy to have around. So thanks for calling in, Hunter. We love you. You're
Love
awesome.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Hunter. And you have another call on the line. Hello, caller. No, they hung up. Okay.
Wait.
Oh, wait, there they are. Hi.
Hi, my name is Miko. I want to ask Summer a question.
Yay, a question.
Go ahead.
Out of all the shows you've done, which one is like your favorite?
Oh, that is such an easy question to answer. Les Miserables. Although
Okay.
I love directing Peter Pan, and we're having a really great time. It was quite a dream come true to be able to direct Les Miserables, and we built a turntable, a 20-foot turntable with the full surround, just like they do in the Broadway show.
Wow.
And
And you did it with youth?
we did it with
Singing?
we did it with teenagers.
Wow.
And believe it or not, it was only because
Terrible.
I saw another company do it with teenagers, knowing there's no way teens can do this show. No way can they do it. But they were very successful, and it was amazing. So I thought, why not? Let's try this. And they blew me out of the water.
That is
It
so
was such a dream.
vocally demanding, that show. I can't imagine teenagers being able to handle it. That's
I'll
great.
get you the video.
Yeah.
We actually we did it 4 times in 5 years because of popular demand.
Oh,
of
wow.
People wanting us to bring that show back again and again. So
That sounds great. I would love to see that. Are you going to do it again?
the kids that all played a lot of the leads have sort of outgrown the age. You can't do it with kids out of high school. They don't let you. The rights are not available readily, especially in LA because of all the professional companies. It's really hard to get the rights for Les Mis.
Sure.
So I'm kind of waiting. Maybe about 3 more years, we'll have a really good generation of mostly boys. That's what you need is boys coming up. And hopefully Nico will be one of them. How old are you right now, Nico?
10.
10. So, 3 years, he'll be 13. He'll be good.
Yeah,
now.
and I'm playing Curly in Peter Pan.
Oh, you are.
Love
That's
it.
right. He's playing a lost boy in Peter Pan.
Very cool. Well, thanks for calling.
Okay. And you're a really good teacher, Miss Summer.
Thank you.
A lot of love for summer today.
Okay.
It's very cool.
Bye.
Bye. Carly, how did you get involved with Encore Entertainers? Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I'll take this call and then you tell us how you got involved. Hi, caller.
Hi, how are you? This is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Did you have a question for Summer and Carly?
Yeah, Summer, this is Jeff Witt. How are you?
Well, wonderful.
Good. I'm in Colorado right now, so I'm calling you guys because I'm listening to you on Ustream right now, so it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
We love our
Hey,
new streamers.
So here, I'm going to put you on the spot. When are we going to do an all-adult show?
Oh, you are so funny. I don't have an answer for that question right now. I've had a lot of adults sort of bugging me to start the next generation of Encore and start an all-adult branch of it. Right now, it's definitely not in the works for 2014, but possibly for maybe 2015. Definitely a demand for it. So that's my answer to that.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Good answer. Good answer.
Then we can get
By
the
the
host.
way,
We can get the
as
host of the
everybody
show
else
to be
has
in one of our
Huh?
shows.
Oh, sure. I want to play Peter.
Yeah,
No,
as everybody
that'll
else
be
has been
taken.
calling in with the kids from an adult perspective, Summer and Marcelo are amazing. They've got a great company, and working with them is absolutely amazing. So, thank you, Summer. You do an amazing job.
Thanks, Jeff. Have fun in Colorado. Hope it's not too cold.
I will. I'll be flying back tonight, so I'll see you all tomorrow night.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Alora says she misses you.
So, Carly.
Yes.
How did you get involved with Encore Entertainers? Hi.
I studied theater in college, and when I graduated, I started working for a couple of youth theater programs in the area, and Encore was one of them. I kind of found Summer through that, and my first experience was when she came up to me after a show one time and was like, "You have to come direct a show of mine." So that was awesome. I got to direct one of Summer's shows, and then I worked in her offices for a while, and I've helped kind of assistant produce a couple
She
shows.
was my minion for like
and
a
I
year.
was her minion. And
Lucky
it was great. And then
No,
now
lucky
I'm
Summer.
here- yes.
Very
No.
lucky Summer.
It was great, and I've definitely learned a lot, and now I get to do Peter Pan.
Awesome.
She's so good. Everyone needs to come see her play Peter Pan. She's wonderful. Kathy Rigby's been doing it for I think almost like 20 years. So she has a little more experience playing the role than Carly has, but Carly is just right up there with Kathy Rigby. She's just absolutely phenomenal to watch on stage. We had tons of people that would approach me in the lobby just saying, "Where did you get that Peter Pan?" She's just unbelievable. So I cannot stress enough to people listening how much they should come and check her out and see the
Thank
show.
you.
Did you just
Thank
get compared
you.
to Kathy Rigby?
I think I did.
That's pretty
Whoa,
cool.
thank
That's
you.
high praise.
Hopefully Kathy's listening.
Yes.
Come
Well,
see
she
the
listens
show.
every week, of course. I can't wait to see your show. It's January 10th through January 19th, Fridays and Saturdays at 7:30, on the 12th at 2 p.m., and on the 19th at 6:30. It's Peter Pan at the Warner Grand Theater. And we wanted to take an opportunity for all the kids that are here, all 92 of them, to tell us real quick their name, their age, and what part they're playing. Okay? So I think I have all your names. Alora. Hi, Alora.
I'm Jane, and my age is 5 years old.
You're so cute.
Awesome.
Would you actually do a couple of your lines for us? She is one of the youngest ones in the show. She's playing Jane. She's very excited about it. First lead part.
Yeah,
So you want to do a
Can
couple
you give
lines?
us a couple
Can you do a
lines?
couple lines with Carly, and then people can hear how good Carly is too.
Oh, pressure's on.
So what's your first line?
Boy, why are you crying?
I can't even remember my line. She's so cute.
Your next line is
Hello.
Hello.
I came here to get my mother and bring her back to Neverland.
Yes, I know. I've been waiting for you.
For me?
Yes, Peter. Take me with you.
Do you know any stories?
Yes, I know lots of stories.
Would you tuck me in at night and mend my pockets for me?
Yes, Peter, take me with you.
Good job. Way to go.
That's awesome.
Can you pass your headset on to the next kid so that they can say hi?
Casting directors. It's Peter Pan at the Warner Grand Encore Entertainers. Her name is Alora.
We have a lot of really great kids actually casting directors.
Yes.
Come on down. You can fill up your roster.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Aaron Burns.
And who are you playing, Aaron?
I play Michael in Peter Pan, and I am 8 years old.
Nice. Are you having a good time working with Summer?
Yeah, she's awesome.
I think everybody has a good time working with Summer.
She's the best director I've ever had.
I think I'm the only one, so there's not much comparison.
No. My school director's worse.
I have a question for you. Are you having more fun in Peter Pan playing Michael or in Seussical where your whole family's in the show together, including your dad? who's playing a part in the show?
That is a really hard question, but I'd really say Peter Pan.
Yeah.
'Cause it's my first really big role.
And you get to fly, which you haven't done yet, but you're going to left. Oh, speaking of flying, I didn't tell you that we are paying top dollar to have the professional Broadway flying company, Flying by Foy, that actually started with Mary Martin, come in and do all of the professional flying.
That's
so
fantastic.
just like they do in Kathy Rigby's show, we have all the wires, all of the equipment brought in, and they do the full flying sequences with Peter, Wendy, Michael John, Tinkerbell, Jane, the whole works, just like you would see in the national tour.
EncoreEntertainers.org. That's awesome. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Helena Jacari,
And-
and I'm playing Toodles in Peter Pan, and I'm 10 years old.
Love it. Love it. Who's next?
This is her brother.
They have the same hair. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name and who you play?
My name is Jack Jacari, and I play Michael in Peter Pan.
This is his second time playing Michael. Are you
Cool.
having just as much fun the second time?
Yeah.
Awesome.
How old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
Awesome. Who's next?
I don't know if the next person can actually talk. This next person plays Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell really never says anything, but maybe she has a voice today.
Hi.
You can say your name.
Hi, my name is LaSalle Puskar, and I'm 9 years old.
And she plays Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell, half the show is done by the little Tinker laser light,
Uh-huh.
and then half the time is done actually by an actual student. So she doesn't actually say any lines, but does the whole Tinkerbell thing. It's actually a really hard part to do,
Does she
to act like
fly
that.
also?
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
To act like that, but actually say no lines. It's all to the little chimes of Tinkerbell. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, she's really good.
Thank you. Who's next? This is Mike, I bet. No.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, my name is Hans Puskar and I play Slightly. Now I'm 12 years old.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
This is Mike.
Definitely. I'm really excited
Definitely
this
not.
person was able to come because this is a girl that's been with us for a long time. Go ahead, say your name.
I'm Lexi, and I'm playing Wendy, and I'm 13 years old.
And she is a delight. She's a wonderful Wendy, and it's her
Yes,
first
she
big role.
is.
She has pretty much not really had a part with us, and going from that all the way to giant, huge, demanding Wendy role, and she's wonderful.
Very cool.
Wonderful. I know I'm biased.
Thank you.
But
Yes,
she is.
of course.
Lexi's also on your student staff, isn't she?
Oh yeah,
I'm junior
Lexi's in part of the
Yeah.
student staff program as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is that it as far as kids? Yes.
I think so. That's all the kids.
Okay.
We have the
We
biggest
did bring
kid.
the biggest kid. We
Yes.
have we brought Mike, the one
Oh.
who plays
Me.
Smee in the show. Quite the comic relief.
Mike, come here and tell
us
us
a
how
joke.
old you are and what. No, I'm just kidding. How are you liking we're playing Smee, Mike?
Hi. My name is Mike Jacari. I'm ever so much older than 20, and I play Smee.
Very cool. And we were talking in the pre-interview about how you get maybe beat with a teddy bear in the show.
He gets beat with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of abuse.
I get beat with my hat. My son beats me over the head with the teddy bear. I get just beat up in general. She didn't say how physical the role was. I got no training, none. But, yeah, it's going well. It's fine.
Good.
He
good,
wanted
good.
to play Tinkerbell, believe it or
I
not.
auditioned.
He
Who
auditioned.
doesn't?
I
He
nailed
auditioned
that
for
audition.
Tinkerbell, actually.
Nice.
I had to tell him no, and he cried a little.
I
but
had wings. Nobody else
He
brought
did. He
wings.
showed up with big, giant fairy wings
Love
on.
it. That's the way to take the role and make
I
it
was
your own.
committed. I was going
Yeah.
that extra step.
You have to.
That's what you do.
One more call. We have time
It
for
was
one more
great.
call. Hi, caller. Hi, caller. No, they hung up. Okay. This is Peter Pan at the Warner Grand Theater, Encore Entertainers, EncoreEntertainers.org. Summer Cacciagione and Carly Linehan. Did I say the last name right?
You're so good.
Cacciagione.
It's just getting better every
It's
time.
going to be stuck in the head now. I'm never going to forget it.
Cacciagione.
Yes, I love it.
I say it like this.
For any information on Encore Entertainers, go to EncoreEntertainers.org. They open on January 10th and run through January 19th. Thank
Hey,
you
we have
so
a phone
much.
number too.
Oh, and you have a phone number.
310-376-3500 is our ticket hotline too if you want to call for getting tickets. Not
Yes.
everybody does the internet. Mostly everyone, but
That's true. If you're a regular phone subscriber, make sure to call 310-376-3500, 310-376-3500. Okay. We have a question on Twitter. This is from, I want to give the guy credit. This is from Joe Wilson. What is your favorite part about working with all these kids?
I just love to see them grow as human beings. You know, we talked a lot about our show, and we put on really great productions, and that's such a blessing, and it's so wonderful that our audiences keep coming back. But I actually tell people I care more about the process, and I use arts education to teach kids about life, to help them to learn respect for other people, respect for themselves, important things like being on time and discipline, and learning to work as a team, learning to how to deal with disappointment, because they don't all get, to play
like
Wendy
life
or anything
lessons.
like that.
You learn things like that.
We try to give them life skills that they can take wherever they go, because, my students are not going to all go be on Broadway,
Right.
but they're all going to go and be maybe a better teacher, police officer, or stay-at-home mom because of the life lessons that they get while they're with us, and that's something that's really important to me.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, and we have one more call? We have several calls on the line. Okay. Guys, what you can do is tweet us your questions, and we will ask them to Summer and get answers for you.
That was a good question from whoever tweeted that.
Yes, thank you, Joe. Okay. Who's on the line now? Hello, caller?
Hello.
Hi. Real quick.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, good, thanks. What's your question for Summer, real quick?
Well, I'm actually living in Montana, and my cousins are all involved in the show, and I want to know what they find most fun about basically being and acting, because that was my inspiration and what I really love to do, just as a hobby. So I want to know what the kids and everyone. Just basically love about the show.
Can
and
we let Helena answer that?
Yes.
What they find most inspirational.
All right, Helena,
What
tell
it
us.
brings to them.
This caller wants to know what you find most fun or inspirational about performing on stage as a child. Why do you like doing that?
It's really fun to after the shows are over, I like when people tell me that I did a good job.
Oh, that is always good.
What do you like about the rehearsal process?
It's if somebody's older than you, they treat you like they're the same age, and it's really, I like that, and I like dancing.
Encore Entertainers.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That is good, yes.
Thank you for calling.
Very neat. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Encore Entertainers, Peter Pan, Summer Caccigione, and Carly Linehan. Thank you again for joining us.
Good job.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to take a quick break and be right back with Bonnie Gillespie here on La La Land on LA Talk Live.
Fingers start
This is Brett Chapin.
And this is Dorothy Dillingham Blue, inviting you to join us every Saturday at noon Pacific Standard Time for our show, La La Land Talk.
Join us as we talk with some of the top talent in LA. Artists' untold stories, your phone calls, and live on-location broadcasts have made La La Land one of the best sources in LA for everything entertainment.
So don't forget to tune in to La La Land Talk.
Exclusively on latalklive.com.
You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com.
Saturdays at noon Pacific Time. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk, Twitter, twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live.
And we are more than just talk. I think we've got a Shakespeare monologue or two we could do. Yeah.
Jazz hands.
Kickball change.
Good
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
I'll do some Pippin.
Ooh, yeah. Some miming. I'm in a box. I'm in a box. I'm in a box.
Welcome back to La La Land on LA Talk Live. I'm Brett Chapin, and that's Engineer Van Erich with his smooth jazz sounds. Love it. We are talking with casting director and acting coach Bonnie Gillespie. Thank you so much for being here, Bonnie.
Thank you for having me.
If you have any questions for Bonnie, make sure to give us a call at 323-473-3100, 323-473-3100. And to give you guys a little background on how I became familiar with Bonnie, I was looking through, I was just telling you before we, while we were on commercial, that I was looking through the library at Theater Palisades at our theater. I came across your book, and I just started thumbing through it, and you have some really great information in there. It's called Self-Management for Actors, and you teach actors how to, it's pretty self-explanatory, how to self-manage, which is incredibly, incredibly important in this industry. Before we get into talking about the book, and you just went into your 4th edition printing.
Yes.
Went to print yesterday. Congratulations.
Right. Oh, thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about you and how you got into the casting industry, how you got involved in the entertainment industry. Can you give us a little background?
Yeah, absolutely. I was a kid actor in Atlanta and moved to Los Angeles after college to try the acting thing here.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my many survival jobs, as you know, actors have to do the whole survival job thing, you know, because you don't just show up to LA and suddenly they give you a career. You know,
I wish they would.
You know, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
No.
So one of my many survival jobs was at Backstage West, which is what it was called at the time. Now it's just Backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Backstage West used me as a floater temp, and I covered desks whenever somebody was out. And one of the desks I covered one of the days involved writing something. And I had not mentioned to anyone that I had a master's degree in journalism because I really didn't want to be offered a job. And working at a paper, you could see how that might be enticing for them. And so I kind of kept that under wraps.
Because you wanted to do acting?
Because I really was going to just stay focused on the acting thing and figured, you know, the degrees were there for me to have student loans to live off for a little while. And also I really liked being in school and I loved journalism. I loved learning about that part of the entertainment industry and about, you know, just interviewing and I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, there was stuff being directed and I wanted to be sure it wasn't me. Yeah, so I really wanted to just stay focused on all the acting. And so because of that, I kind of kept it under wraps that I had this journalism degree, or these 2 journalism degrees at this point. Rob Kent, the editor at the time, gave me a writing assignment, and it turned out great. So he said, I'd like you to interview casting directors. And I said, this sounds a little like a real job. I'm not sure I'm interested. But then when I thought about it, I was like, that's a really good actor job, to get in front of all these casting directors that won't see me as an actor, but get in there as a journalist.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can be in front of them. I can ask them questions. I can demystify the casting process for other actors. And within 6 months of doing weekly interviews with casting directors, it became very clear to me that I had used acting as the bait to get me to LA so that I could do the thing that I was actually meant to do, which was write about the casting process. Because back in 1999, which is when this started, back then, nobody was blogging, nobody was vlogging, casting directors weren't writing columns anywhere.
Right.
They were really not sharing a lot of what was going on in the mysterious casting room.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you could really learn about how to succeed in that room was to get in there. And so often you didn't know how to get in there, and then God help you if you got in there and screwed it up. So part of my job became, let's get in there and start asking questions and get them talking about their process so that actors can show up equipped to succeed once they do finally get that opportunity.
Sure.
So by interviewing over 250 casting directors for Backstage West, I realized within a few months, this is a pretty cool career. And then as some of them asked me to come sit in and work for them, and I started out interning and then assisting and working as casting coordinator, it just seemed like a logical connection for me.
It is. And I can imagine it gave you a lot of good insight as a casting director being an actor first.
Oh, totally.
Because you know what is going on in their head.
There's that, but there's also, I have a very low tolerance for BS, because when an actor comes in and says, well, I just got the sides. I'm like, no, you didn't, because I put the sides out the same day I put the breakdown out.
Right.
So you may not have chosen to download the sides until the day of the audition, but I put out the material the same day the breakdown goes out. So the actor who is Ninja goes out and gets the material before they even submit, so that they're sure that it's a quality of project that they would want to be a part of. And so it rewards the actor who goes out and does the homework and does the research. And that's a lot of where self-management for actors came from, is, how do you self-manage your career to the point where you become the dream client for an agent or manager at a higher tier?
Sure. I really am a strong believer in the fact that the casting directors, they want an actor to come in there and blow them away.
Absolutely.
It makes their job easier. The casting directors, I don't think they're against the actor as much as actors feel. I mean, sure, there's some rude ones, but casting directors want you to succeed. And once you put it out of your head that it's an audition, and once you put the pressure out of your head of auditioning, it makes it so much easier. What do you think are some of the mistakes that actors make in the audition room?
Probably the biggest one is walking into the room and immediately trying to figure out what do they want.
Right.
Instead of trusting the prep that you've done as an actor ahead of time, because certainly you should download the material, read a little bit about the project, know the tone. If it's a television show, having watched previous episodes so that you know the feel of it. If
Sure.
you're coming in for a one-liner, know what the one-liners look like on that show. If there's information out there, and even if it's a film or a web series or something where you can't find a previous episode, let's say like you can for television, the ability to find other work that team has put together exists. So you can get a sense of the feel of, what's the difference between, a Tarantino project and a Ron Howard project. You can feel the tone of it. Like it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
But knowing that tone difference, knowing the type of delivery that's expected of the actors who are putting in those kinds of roles is a good first step. And so coming in, having done that prep, and then just trusting that we want to see what you've come up with, would be so much more powerful than seeing an actor walk in the room and then go, okay, what are they looking for? Because then the actor's kind of getting into the psychic business rather than getting into the acting business.
Right.
And you can't figure out what we're looking for once you've walked in the room. Like, there's so much different energy going on. We're, stressed about whatever 10 hours behind we are, or the new role they've just thrown us. Like, there's so much energy that's going on in the room that's not about that audition. And so I just wish actors would come in prepped and show us what they've got.
You must be able to, because you must get a lot of people that you can tell are being maybe a little bit overly over the top nice, or I don't want to say phony, but you know what I mean, that are just trying to butt kiss a little bit. How does an actor handle the balance between being nice and being over the top and fake?
Well, I think it's not just with acting. I think with any human beings, we can tell the difference between someone who's genuine and someone who's putting something on.
Right.
And so they're the kind of people who are overly nice because that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so you shouldn't try to rein that in. If you're a nice person, be a nice person.
Right.
But if you're putting it on, the real test, and I love this, we do this with every casting session I hold. I've got a team of folks who help run the sessions on the outside and make sure that we're running on schedule and that people are getting signed in and they have the right sides, that they're paired up with other actors, because I do paired reads for my auditions, and that they have time to prep with each other and start developing chemistry. There's always folks out in the lobby whose job it is to go on Diva Watch. And what we do on any break is we go through and start taking a look at the headshots of the actors who've come in over the past couple hours. We've got our favorites in the room. but we've been in the room. So if I'm there with a director, producer, any part of the creative team, we've not been out in the lobby privy to what might be going on out there.
Yeah.
And so I have my team come in and I say, okay, Diva report. And they can see who we're excited about and say, be careful for this one. You know, she was out there telling the other actors wrong information to try and throw them off their game. Or be careful for this one. He walked in and said, I have to go first. You know, and just things that can cause a problem, especially on a low-budget indie set, which is my area of expertise, is the low-budget indies. And so we're trying to make our days. So we don't need people on set who are going to say, oh, I can't get there at whatever o'clock because I have this other thing. We need people who are committed, team players, excited about the project, and fully aware that a low-budget indie is not going to pay their rent.
Yeah.
You know, so the diva report becomes really important. And I like to say the biggest diva on any project I'm a part of should be me. You know,
Of course. So be aware if you're auditioning for Bonnie Gillespie. Be aware of Diva Watch. Don't be. We say it on the show all the time. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
When you're. I mean, to put it in its most simple terms, just be nice to people. Be polite, and you're gonna get jobs, and you're gonna get cast.
You have to be the kind of person that people want to spend time with on set, because if you think about the average set, you're doing a lot of waiting, you're doing a lot of sitting around, a lot of hanging out between, you know, and that personality will start to bubble up. And so if the personality is a good personality, someone that we like being around, good for you. But if that personality is poison, you're not going to get invited on a lot of sets.
So the audition begins from the moment you walk in the waiting room, not the moment you walk in the.
I would say it begins even before then. I think it begins during the submission process and the notes that you leave if notes are available through the electronic submission. I put all my stuff out on Actors Access, and I always check Allow Notes, which is an option the casting director has. Because I want the actor to be able to remind me, hey, we met at this tweet up, or hey, I came to a Hollywood Happy Hour event, or I was in your class 6 years ago. You know, anything that gives me that, right, we have a bit of history. Is a part of the process. Or I worked with this director on a short 10 years ago. You know, those types of things help me know who to bring in the room from the beginning. But then there's also, as we're in the scheduling process, if you're the person who says, oh, I have a conflict, but I'm going to make it work, yay you. If you're the kind of person who says, I need to change this, it's the person we always work hard to change the project for, the timing for, who ends up blowing off the audition anyway, or coming at the original time after we jump through hoops to try and change things around. And so it's just, you know, how high maintenance are you? That's a part of it as well. And again, especially on a low budget indie, we got to help people make their day.
I find that on this show too. It's funny. It works like that. The people that are really tough to schedule are the ones that cancel the day before.
Yeah. It's that whole Oprah, when people show you who they are, believe them thing. Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Tell us about your retreat. You have a retreat coming up.
Yeah, as a part of self-management for actors, we hold retreats in LA and in other cities occasionally. And so we just decided yesterday that the first one for the new year will be January 25th, which is a Saturday, in Los Angeles. And it's a day-long immersive retreat in the principles of self-management for actors. So we go through typing and branding, identifying targets, and focusing on those and learning how to get in front of the people that you're targeting. And that means casting targets as well as agents and managers if you're looking to approach rep.
Yes.
And then, of course, it's also creating your own content, having something going on other than your acting life so that you've got a full yes and to your acting career. And then finally pitching and networking and that stuff that feels so challenging to some actors, and trying to make that a little more fun.
Okay, well, that leads us into a great question, because I find this myself. I love promoting my work. I hate promoting myself. How do you? What's the best way to network without making yourself feel like an egomaniac?
You know, you nailed it right there. You love promoting your work. That comes to that whole creating your own content or having something that you're excited about. You know, if you are working on something constantly, your networking doesn't feel me. Because your networking is about the stuff you're working on. And so those I listed through them quickly, the 4 pillars of SMFA, and it's type and brand, it's targeting, content creation, and then the networking element, the pitching. So you basically got 2 of them right there. which is you're creating your own content. So you're constantly working on something about which you're excited, which means the fourth pillar, the networking and the pitching of it, is not all about you. It's about the thing you're excited. And that
True.
makes it less challenging, because then when you're in a networking environment, your most exciting news isn't, well, I had this breakthrough in class. You know, I did this really great scene. Your bit of progress that you're excited about is you just hit whatever number of subscribers for your podcast. You just got whatever number of subscribers on your YouTube channel. You hit whatever number of downloads for the ebook that you created helping actors create their own content, you know, or whatever, because whatever your yes and is, that type of stuff is so much more powerful than just the acting.
So talk about what you're working on rather than yourself.
Yeah.
And it'll be easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I mean, and there
Makes
are
sense.
just, I think it comes with practice. You go to low stakes networking places first, which is, you know, hit a reception for student filmmakers that are graduating and having their festival where they show the 10 shorts from the graduating class. You know, be an actor that attends things that are low stakes because you don't feel like it's too scary if you get it wrong. If you make your first networking event something where your highest level target is standing there and this is the person who could change your career with one yes, you're going to be nervous because you set
Sure.
yourself up for it. You know,
Baby steps.
So you give yourself the opportunity to fail little so that you can learn from it and then make the muscle stronger so that it's easier when you get in front of the high stakes folks.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What is how would you, because you've worked in other cities besides LA, am I
Yeah.
right? How would you compare being a working actor in LA to, say, New York or Chicago or another area? How is working out in LA different?
I think the major difference, especially in between those three cities, is the reliance on theater in New York and Chicago. Working actors in those markets can be very busy on-camera actors and auditioning actors, both commercial and, you know, television, film, web, and have a thriving on-stage career. And in fact, that's required. It's almost like you have to have a play that you're in which you can be seen in order to be taken seriously as an on-camera actor. In a city like Los Angeles, if you're doing theater, a lot of agents won't even consider signing you because they see you as a theater actor and they don't make money if you're doing theater. Unfortunately, it means you're not available to go on location for a shoot for 3 months because you're doing theater. You're not available during pilot season because
Not
you're in
that
rehearsals.
that's true, but that's how they see it.
It's the concept. Yeah,
Okay.
you have to consider that LA is a factory town, and our industry, our factory, is for creating on-camera entertainment. And so theater becomes more of a distraction in LA. And it's so unfortunate because I started out as a theater actor. I was a kid actor in Atlanta, did tons of theater. I so respect the craft of the theater actor, the discipline that's required, just the camaraderie that comes from it. I mean, there's so much beautiful stuff about the live performance that we do lose in LA. But it is the beast that it is. And being a working actor in LA often means you have to kind of treat theater like the thing you do that you don't really talk about, because if you promote it too much, unless it's at some of the biggest theaters in LA, obviously. But for most of those little black box theater spaces with 30 to 60 seats, if you're really excited about that kind of theater, you kind of turn off some of the buyers for the on-camera stuff, and that's unfortunate.
Do you go to theater to find actors?
I
do you go to plays?
do, not as much as I would like to, but yeah, I mean, for me, I spend more time watching actors online because that's a really efficient way for me to be able to just check out your work from the comfort of my desk. And so I'll spend time trolling through YouTube and checking out, anything that's getting hot, or try to see it before it gets hot, so that I could say, oh, that's somebody I'm keeping an eye on. Where I will go see stage performances is more for showcases. So like when all the league schools come out and put on their graduation showcases in the spring, I'll try to attend all of those because that's a great opportunity to see, 20 actors at once, and it's in an hour. And that's a really efficient use of time versus going to see like a play that stars like 2 or 3 people.
Right.
And, that's the downside of it, because then if it's a 2-hour play, 2.5-hour play plus intermission, and there's 3 people in it, I'm like, I got it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's a real investment. It's a little different in LA than it is in other markets, for sure.
I'd say 75% of our audience is probably theater actors. So don't keep doing your plays, and Bonnie will see one eventually.
Totally.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I was working with a private coaching client who was really frustrated that she was doing a super hot play that had been extended multiple times, and industry wouldn't come out to see it. And I said, here's what you have to understand about industry in LA. Buzz beats butts. Your play has buzz. And because it has buzz, there is going to be a residual effect of that. There are going to be people who will know who you are without ever having seen the play because they heard the buzz. So don't be discouraged that their butts aren't getting in those seats. You know, just trust that that buzz does get to us. And even if I didn't see your play, I remember that it was a hit and that it got extended and it got great reviews and that you were singled out in those reviews, and it is going to benefit you to have done it. And don't make it about, I have to get the industry out to physically see it.
Yeah.
Make sure they see the promotion. Make sure they know it's hot, but don't get upset if they don't show up.
You're right though. I mean, a lot of agents don't come to theater, and it's a shame because there's a lot of really really good theater in LA.
But they do trust that it's good if they're
Right.
hearing the buzz. So you have to let the truth of it do the work for you. That promotion is going to get out there. They are going to hear about it, and they are going to know, oh, you're a good actor because I heard it. They don't have to have seen it to know for sure.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
incredibly powerful. What would you say to a new actor that's just getting ready to move to LA? Say they're moving next week. Would
Okay.
you give them any specific advice? And if so, what would it be?
I have 3 big pieces of advice for an actor just getting to LA. Number
Okay.
1, give it 18 months. You have to don't do the whole I'm going to give it a year, because it takes you a year to learn the freeways. So I mean, seriously, you
Really
got to
does.
give it 18 months. You need to learn the rhythm of what each season is like in LA, and you really need to give yourself time to settle in, and that just doesn't happen in a year.
Yeah.
Number 2, if you've not yet joined the union, stay union eligible. And if you're not yet even union eligible, that's fine, but don't rush to join the union. If you are a newer actor and you still need to build up credits and you still need to build up relationships, if you join the union too soon, you cut yourself off from doing non-union work that would actually help build your resume and your relationships. And then you're stuck in a position where you feel like, oh, well, maybe I should work off the card, or I should go FICOR, and that weakens the union, and that's not the reason you tried to join in the first place, was to become someone who weakens
Right.
this organization you couldn't wait to be a part of.
Oh, they hate FICOR.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say
Understandably.
wait.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is don't rush to get represented, because the type of rep you can get when you first get to LA is really not the kind you want.
Right.
There are a lot of people who will take on actors sight unseen. They've never seen your work. They don't know anything about you. They're just like, sure, you look like a good type. I'll try. We call those spaghetti slingers. Those are agents and managers who sign on actors, throw stuff at the wall, and hope something sticks. And because to them, it's low risk. They just they click submit on all the breakdowns that come out and hope that something will go through, and then they can take a commission on it. And I say aim higher. Enter the game at a higher tier. Do your research, find out who it is that you want to be on your team for life, and not, maybe it's not for life. Maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 10 years until you reach the bigs.
Sure.
But make your goal to research the folks that you want to do business with, and then intersect with them at a time when they're excited about you and you're excited about them.
Great advice. Great advice. It's funny. I have like 20 million questions I want to ask you, and we only have a limited amount of time. We covered let's talk about your book real quick.
Sure.
Your 4th edition coming out. I've read your 3rd edition. It's great, cover to cover. I love that you talk specifically about being an actor in LA. You even go so far as to have an entire section on just the freeways in LA.
Yes.
It's incredibly confusing. How is the 4th edition different from the 3rd edition? What's new?
The 4th edition was basically a page 1 rewrite, which is incredibly challenging to have done. Previous editions, first edition came out 10 years ago, October. So this is a decade-old book. The first edition to the 2nd edition was just update. 2nd edition to the 3rd edition was update and add an entire new section and a bunch of essays by working professionals in the industry. The 4th edition was scrap everything and start all over, because so much has changed since the 3rd edition.
When did you write the 3rd edition?
2008.
Oh, so much has changed in the last 4 years.
Pre-merger. That's also why it took so long for me to do a 4th edition, because I wasn't going to do one before the merger, which I knew was going to go through, but I didn't know when. And so I was like, I'm not doing another edition, because the 3rd edition is strong enough that until the merger went through and we started seeing how contracts were going to settle out, there was no reason for me to update the book just in time for it to now be out of date because of that,
Sure.
But YouTube was 2 years old when the 3rd edition came out.
Mm-hmm.
There were no streamies. There were no producers sending content directly to entities like Netflix. Netflix was a CD delivery service, a DVD delivery service when I wrote the last edition.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of things that have changed and the empowerment that actors have for their own careers is significant. So there is a ton of stuff that is about being a hyphenate, about surviving not just as an actor, but as a writer, as a producer of your own content, as a director of your own material, and also about working in multiple markets, because I've been touring a lot in the past couple of years teaching SMFA worldwide. And so I've observed what's universal market to market and what is very specific to LA. And so there's now an entire section on moving to LA, and your freeway section is still there. Don't worry, I didn't lose it.
Good.
But there's also a section on mastering your market. So wherever you live, you can be the top tier actor without having to move to LA if that's not what you want to do.
Right. Bonnie Gillespie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
BonnieGillespie.com for any information on Bonnie. And in 2 to 3 weeks, SMFA4.com for information about self-management for actors. Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much.
And we've come to a close of another episode of La La Land. Oh, I want to talk about this. So I am leaving here in 4 hours, I'm going to be involved in a flash mob somewhere in the area. We're doing Seasons of Love from Rent. It's a great song to do for the holidays, and hopefully will bring some people a lot of joy. We have a lot of people doing this. And so if you're out shopping today at 5 o'clock, you might see us. And we're going to tape it. I'll put it up on YouTube, and I'll put it up on the channel for you guys to see. I'm excited about it.
Cool. And thank you for letting me be in the beginning of La La Land Talk.
Hey, no problem. Well, you're here at the beginning, middle, and end every single week.
Yes.
Let's be honest. I
Yes,
mean, you
yes.
work hard over there.
Yes.
Next week, I'm very excited to have Charlene Tilton from Dallas, incredible actress. She has been working on the benefit that Jonathan White was in here talking about last week. She's going to be coming on with Juliana Hansen to talk a little bit more about that. And we're excited to have her. Until then, I'm Brett Chapin, and that's engineer and co-owner Van Eric.
Yes, indeedy. See you next week.
See you next week on La La Land on LA Talk Live. We'll see you at the top.